Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and the Denver Nuggets eliminate the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5 of the first round and move on to the second round in advance. Amazing game by Denver tonight. Amazing game by Jamal Murray and Jokic as well, and just the whole team of the Nuggets. I will say the Timberwolves played some great basketball tonight, and the whole series. They tried. They just got outplayed by a good Nuggets team, and there were a couple games in the series, like Game 2. You could have also said maybe Game 4 they had not Game 4. Game 3, Game 2, they both had a chance to win those games. But Game 1 was a blowout. Tonight was a little bit of a close one, and it was actually really close. I mean, they were tied up at 104. Then Denver scored 2 buckets. I mean, I don't know how they got to 106, but then Jokic had a big and one, and then it was 109 to 104. Minnesota tried to come back and lose this game. They lose this game 109 to 112. So, I mean, you have to give some credit to Minnesota. Denver was clearly the better team, but they were just able to take care of business. And the Timberwolves, they had a couple good games in this series. Game 4 tonight was pretty solid. They did lose. Game 2 was okay, but they did lose. Game 2. Game 3, they played okay. The only really bad game they played this series was Game 1. They played awful in Game 1. Besides that, they did pretty well this series. Anthony Edwards was great in the series, so I mean, I don't think they should be disappointed about anything, because I think from Game 2 to Game 5, they played some pretty decent basketball against the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. So I don't think they should be embarrassed about anything. It sucks to lose and get eliminated, but I think if I would be upset if that was me, and I'm never gonna play in the NBA, but if I was on an NBA team and the Timberwolves were like how they just went out, it would hurt for a while, but I would feel proud of the how they fought and played pretty good from Game 2, 3, 4, and 5 against a really good team. But I mean, Anthony Edwards, you saw some things from him this series where I think next season, and this is why I think there might be a chance Karl-Anthony Towns gets traded off somewhere this season. I really think Anthony Edwards next season is going to turn into a full superstar. I think it's going to be It's going to be an unleashing for him. I think Anthony Edwards next season is going to turn. He's already right now. He's on his way up, and next year I think it's his season. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to have a monster season next year. I can't wait to see what Anthony Edwards does next season. But moving on, you want to get into the scoring for the Nuggets tonight. 35 for Jamal Murray, 12 for 23, 5 for 9 from 3, 6 for 6 at the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 28 for Jokic with a triple-double. 28 points, 17 rebounds, 12 assists, 8 for 29, though, with 3 for 8 from 3 and 9 for 10 at the free throw line. Then only 8 for Michael Porter Jr., but all those points were down at the end of the fourth quarter when they needed him. He had 10 rebounds as well with 2 steals, shot 3 for 10, 2 for 7 from 3, 14 for Aaron Gordon with 6 rebounds. What else? Other starter, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 10. Then 14 for Bruce Brown, shot 3 for 6, 0 for 2 from 3, and 8 for 8 at the free throw line with 5 rebounds. 3 for Christian Braun, and Jeff Green with 19 minutes, had 0 points, but did have a huge block in this game. Then Timberwolves scoring. Anthony Edwards had 29 points, 13 for 27, 0 for 6 from 3, 3 for 4 at the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 26 for Karl-Anthony Towns, 16 for Gobert, 7 for Mike Conley, 14 for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 13 for Taurean Prince, 2 for Austin Rivers, 2 for Jalen Noel, 0 for Nathan Knight, but he checked in the game but didn't play any minutes in this ball game. So that's it for this game as the Nuggets move on to the second round. Can we also talk about how the Nuggets were the Timberwolves were played this series without two decent players on their roster. They were without Jalen McDaniels in this series, who does a lot. Or is it Jaden? I think it's Jaden McDaniels I'm thinking about. Jaden McDaniels, who broke his hand in the last game of the season. They were also without Naz Reid all series, and he's a really good backup center who has played some great basketball for them off the bench this season. So without Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels, do I think this series was different? Probably not, but you gotta talk about all the facts. And they were without McDaniels and Naz Reid. Those are two guys who were a big part of their roster and everything they did in the regular season, and they were without those guys in the postseason. I think they would have been a huge difference for their game off the bench and in the playoffs. And I mean, I don't like playing the what if game, but what I can say is they were without those two guys that were really big for their rotation, their bench rotation. Or McDaniels was mostly starting sometimes. Reid usually. Naz Reid started for a while where Karl Anthony Towns was hurt, I believe. But if Naz Reid was playing in the playoffs, he would have came off the bench. And I think McDaniels probably would have started for Alexander. So those guys could have helped them in the series, and they were without him. So they were without two guys who could have been a really good part for them in the playoffs. And so you just got to put that out there. But yeah, so 109-112, Nuggets move on. They will most likely play the Suns as the Suns are up 20. So most likely Suns versus Nuggets is going to happen in the second round. And that's going to be a really interesting series. Let me know your thoughts on that series that's going to be coming up in the second round. That's the first series you know about in the second round, and this game from tonight and this whole series if you want to talk about that. I'm down to chat in the comment sections. All you got to do is make a comment and I'll reply. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy them. Your thoughts on the game, and peace out.